Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday night at Daytona International Speedway. I am Atlee Atman Weiss, and I'll be your broadcaster for tonight's race featuring the NASCAR Cup cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. And you might be asking yourself, what exactly is FND Racing? And I will answer that question, and that is that FND Racing is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups of any racing game or simulation. Their roots go back to Sierra Papyrus's NASCAR 4, which debuted 10 days before Dale Earnhardt's death in 2001. The core of the group can be traced back to the Golem 38, which were 104-lap races that Monty Noise hosted. They then migrated to NASCAR 2002 and NASCAR 2003 before jumping to their current location at iRacing. They are not a league, although they have done the league thing before. They're just a group of guys who share the same passion of heart-pumping, white-knuckle super speedway racing. While they do have a team within the group, they will work with those who race with them win in other races. If you're looking for great side-by-side racing with very few or even no cautions, then check FND Racing out. And something to tell you is that our rooms are open, and unless you prove to be a bonehead, you're welcome to race with us, and that is true. You are welcome to race with us if you do have an iRacing account and want to be on like an Intensity Broadcasting broadcast. You can go to iRacing. Most of these drivers are in A class, so maybe if you're in A class, you can join one of these races. The broadcast tonight is sponsored by the sponsors of Atlee Weiss Racing, which include Premier Heating and Air Services, Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Dayton Weiss State Farm, Go-To Property Services, Smith Wraps and Graphics, Damon's Lawn Service and Landscaping, Motivated Auto Sales, Bobby's Auto Service Center, and Amsoil East Coast Synthetics. Thank you to all the sponsors that support Atlee Weiss Racing and Intensity Broadcasting and keeping our broadcasting company and making it go round. So if you weren't with us for the past two races, I'll do a quick overview, or maybe you didn't go to one. I'll give you a quick overview on what happened in these past two races. So on Friday, May 1st, Everett Lane edged out a win over Jason Yacht by 0.13 of a second. Joe Della Vecchia took third, Tim Hamilton took fourth, and Robert Ballantyne rounded out the top five. They had 4 cautions and green flag pit stops. Gabe Butler took the pole with a 54.668, while Brandon Jason had the fastest lap of the race with a 49.678 on lap number 8. We had 27 lead changes among 12 different drivers tonight, and Tim Hamilton led the most laps with 19. Then, in the Cinco de Mayo race on Tuesday, Gabe Butler took the checkered flag with an exciting green-white checkered finish. Dale Willoughby took second, finishing only 0.18 of a second behind Gabe. Paul Sheldon took third, while Everett Lane finished fourth, and Joseph Wright came across the line in fifth. We had some pretty good racing, although we didn't have 5 cautions and no green flag pit stops. Gabe Butler sat on the pole with a 45.786, and Joe Della Vecchia had the fastest lap of the race with a 43.013. The race had 10 different lead changes among 6 different drivers, with Mike Jenkins leading a race-high 14 laps, and the race winner, Gabe Butler, wasn't far behind with 13. The format for tonight's race, we're going to have a 1-lap qualifier and a 75-lap race. And the track that we are racing at tonight is Daytona International Speedway. Now, when Daytona International Speedway opened in 1959, it marked the beginning of a new era in American motorsport. As a replacement for the old beach road course a few miles east, the high-banked 2.5-mile Florida Tri-Oval represented the leading edge of a wave of construction of big, paved speed palaces. Before Daytona, Indianapolis was actually the only American oval longer than 1.25 miles, and most racing took place on dirt ovals a mile or less in length. From the very first Daytona 500, won by Lee Petty in a three-way photo finish. Those 31-degree high bank turns, so steep that it is hard to walk up them, and the 18-degree tri-oval proved a favorable event for wide-open stock car racing, and Daytona kicked off the growth of NASCAR as we know it today. And Daytona was also the first multi-use facility because it has a 3.56-mile road circuit incorporating the infield and most of the oval. It hosts not only the Daytona 500, but the Rolex 24 Sports Car Endurance Race, Bike Week's Daytona 200, the Daytona Kart Week, which goes on between Christmas and New Year's, and it also hosts driving school, clubs, and other events. Daytona's busy and diverse schedule confirms the track's motto as the World Center of Racing. Practice is now wrapping up, and the top five consists of first position being Jason Yacht with a 43.908. Second position is Joseph Wright with a 43.918. Third is Mac Cook with a 44.085. Fourth is Paul Sheldon with a 44.120, and fifth is Gary Jenkins with a 44.139. And practice is up, so qualifying officially begins. And let's see how this plays out. Really, qualifying means nothing. That's why it's only one lap, because anything can happen in the races, but it's kind of a preview to see who is fast, but sometimes being fast alone on the track doesn't mean that you're fast when you're in packs or groups. You might get shuffled out of line. A lot of things can happen. So far, before practice starts, I'm going to count quick. 17 cars are eligible to qualify right now. That's a pretty big pack. For FND standards, it's decently big. Maybe we could get a few more drivers, see if anybody shuffles in before practice ends. Still no times are on the board. We'll see who is the first, and if so, who is it. All right, times are getting set, but there's no positions getting determined yet. And we do want to quickly advertise one of those Atlee sponsors that I did mention, and that is Premier Heating and Air Services. And Premier Heating and Air Services is a local HVAC business specializing in service, sales, and installation. Premier offers 24-hour licensed and insured service to the Peninsula, Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, and surrounding areas. They strive to provide you with top quality service at an affordable price. Premier is owned and operated by Gloucester County residents Mark and Morgan West. Their number one mission is to provide the ultimate comfort for you and your family. For all of your HVAC needs, give them a call at 804-694-6775, and I'll repeat that again, 804-694-6775. Times are on the board officially now, with the leader being Gary Jenkins with a 45.804, but it is subject to change. Still, a lot of drivers can qualify. Jenkins' teammate not far behind him, only 200ths off. One driver to look out for. Gabe Butler won. Let me look again and see. Yep, Gabe Butler won last week's poll. Oh, he was there. He was 1,000th off of Gary Jenkins. Gabe Butler was. 7 drivers left to qualify. Some drivers might not even qualify. Start in the back, maybe. Potentially, I don't know. As we're getting closer and closer to 1 minute on the clock. All right, Matt Cook is on the board now. Oh, Rusty Greer in the 18 car. sets a new fastest time, 45.777. Some people say that 7 is a lucky number, and he said a 45.777. That could potentially be good luck for Rusty Greer. It may be just a superstition. Will that qualifying time give him good luck? At 1 minute to go. 4 drivers are still open to qualifying. That's Jason Yacht, Robert David Ballantyne, Daniel M. Rendall, and Harold Griffith. I don't know if anybody will beat Rusty Greer. That was a great time, broke into the 45.7s. Applaud that. And now there's the 30-second warning for these drivers. This gives 30 seconds for any other drivers to join or any other drivers to qualify. But it doesn't look that anybody is on the track. And yep, that's a wrap. It's done officially. We're gonna do our starting order for tonight's race in row by row. Starting off in row number 1. Got an I rating of 6,683. And he's starting in the first position with a 45.777. Can anyone beat him? I don't know. The 18 car of Rusty Greer. Starting in the second position, the 321 of Gary Jenkins. Starting in the third position, it's the number 88. Fastest car pretty much this whole season. Can he win tonight's race? That's Gabe Butler. Fourth position, the teammate of previous driver mentioned, Gary Jenkins, in the 322, one number off of that 321. That's Maurice Johnson. Row number 3, the 071 of Eric Laurie, and he's starting in the 5th. Starting in 6th, the number 24 of Everett Lane. 7th position, the number 17 car of Joseph Wright. Starting in the 8th position, it is the number 81 of Josh Hall. Starting in the 9th position, the number 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. Starting in the 10th position, the number 7 car of Dale Willoughby. Starting in the 11th position, it's the number 21 car of Bob Cunningham. And right next to him in the 12th position, the number 52 of Paul Sheldon. Starting in the 13th position, it's the 3 car of Mac Cook. And there are a few other drivers that didn't qualify that are not up here, and we'll see if they end up participating. The cars aren't grid. Well, they're gridding right now, but I don't see any cars popping up on the track. Quick little mention a little advertisement, I guess, of iRacing. iRacing is a great program for any racing fan, or maybe you're a race car driver, but you don't have you're a race car driver at heart, but you don't have quite enough money to get out on the actual track. You can just buy a Logitech wheel, or a lot of drivers have a clamp-on wheel, and you can just race your heart out on iRacing. You can race with friends. You can just test by yourself, try to beat your fastest times. You can watch races like that. Like, I'm in iRacing right now, and I'm watching a race right now. This is what you're seeing. And also, Joseph Wright is giving our. We're going to try to interview Joseph Wright in that number 17 car. So this is Atlee in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, what should the fans out there expect for this race, and what should the fans expect from you?
They're gonna expect me to be working on the pit strategy, so that's what I'll be waiting.
And then, what should we expect for this race in its entirety?
We'll see. I mean, Tuesday was rough. Lots of wrecks tonight. So far, looking about the same.
All right. Anybody you want to thank?
Just intensity broadcasting and that damn Mary. Have a good race.
All right, you too. See how that 17 car of Joseph Wright, since Rob Balone, who is the normal admin, he is not racing with us tonight. That puts Joseph in charge of adminning this race tonight. So let's see if he can do a good job. He said the main thing that the FND team is going to be working on is fuel strategy. I don't know. sorry. I'm sorry, folks, but we were experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. Something was wrong. The screen froze, but we're back 9 laps in with Gabe Butler on the bottom and the 321 of Gary Jenkins on the top, and then behind him is his teammate Maurice Johnson, and behind Gabe Butler is the 071 of Eric Laurie. Let's see. The one thing to always look for is any lane switchers. There doesn't seem to be any room anywhere, so there's no really spots to fill in. And there's the really cool overhead view of what it looks like from like chopper or blimp. Chopper, yep, it's like if you're in like a helicopter flying over Daytona International Speed. Oh no! Caution is out. We'll have to rewind to that. Check out what happened there. It looks like Maurice Johnson in the 322. Checking out and see exactly what happened there. And so he's drafting behind the 321 of Gary Jenkins. And then the 18 car of Rusty Greer pulls up into Maurice Johnson. That sends him into the 071 of Eric Laurie. Then they spin. And then they pull. Paul Sheldon gets hit. Then Everett Lane gets hit there. Josh Hall made it through barely. And then there goes Joe Della Vecchia, nowhere to go. Look at, I think, will Bob Cunningham make it through? Yeah, he doesn't make it through. The 044 of Harold Griffith doesn't make it through. The 3 car. And Joseph Wright doesn't make it through either, barely hitting the 322. Already seeing the big one, and we're only 10 laps in. Woo! That was crazy, absolutely crazy. Again, looks like some of the leaders are heading into pit road. Again, and apologize for those technical difficulties. It happens. Let's see who wins the race off of pit road. I think it's gonna be Gabe Butler. Who will make it off next? It's Lane, Everett Lane. So the winner off of pit road there was Gabe Butler. Behind him was Harold Griffith, Bob Cunningham. Look at all the drivers making their way off. But a few drivers are going to need. And right now we're going to try to talk to Josh Hall. He made it through that wreck. We're going to ask him if he made it through that wreck. Hey Josh, this is Atlee in the booth. Do you copy?
Got you loud and clear.
So were you able to make it through that last accident without any damage?
No damage. Part of the sea is right in front of me, so I was lucky to get through that.
Wow, that was very impressive. So what's going to be your strategy from here on out now?
I am playing the fuel mileage game. I figure there's probably going to be a couple more yellows, so get the car up here in some clean air and see if I can keep it up here. That way I can kind of pit with everybody next go.
The other question is, do you got any friends up there with you?
I do not have any friends up here with me right now. They're all in the back. They were caught up in that last one, but they'll be up here soon, I'm sure enough.
All right, good luck, Josh, and we'll see what happens in this upcoming lap. The lights on the pace car have gone up, so good luck.
Thanks, Atlee.
See, Josh Hall, he's in the first position right now. Let's see what's going to happen here. So, the current restart order, starting in the first position, the 81 of Josh Hall. Second is Gabe Butler. In the third position, it's Everett Lane. Fourth is Harold Griffith. Fourth is Bob Cunningham. Fifth is Harold Griffith. Sixth is Maurice Johnson. Seventh is Paul Sheldon. Eighth is Mac Cook. Ninth is Jason Yacht. 10th is Daniel Rindall. 11th is Eric Laurie. 12th is Joseph Wright. 13th is Joe Delavecchia. 14th is Gary Jenkins. 15th is Dale Willoughby. And 16th is Rusty Greer. Right now, Dale Willoughby and Rusty Greer are in the pits. I'm not sure if either of them are still racing right now. All right, let's see how this restart plays out. This is going to be the first restart since we didn't see that previous restart. And we have some new drivers. The front row, Gabe Butler's been the most dominant driver this season. And Josh Hall has been very good this season also. And the races that in FND, I don't believe he's ever won one. So this could be a first time. Yeah, not since I've been broadcasting, I haven't seen Josh Hall win. Green flag is out here at Daytona International Speedway with the front row being Gabe Butler and Josh Hall. And we see the jump, and it seems to be that pack of just the few cars. Any lane switching, there goes Gabe Butler to the bottom line, single file. Still, Bob Cunningham is up there on the top line over there. And it seems to be this little pack over here is just staying intact, and we'll kind of watch and see if anybody else in that backpack is going to help catch up. Oh, Everett Lane moves to the high side of Josh Hall. Is he going to try to get Gabe Butler, his teammate, up there with him? Let's see what happens in the straightaway. Here goes Paul Sheldon to the high side. Going to try to help Everett Lane in that number 52 Trump 2020 car. Watch and to see what Paul Sheldon's going to do with this Chance fast car. He's up to the bumper of Everett Lane now. See what happens. Can they get a big enough jump? Maybe will Harold Griffith maybe pull up there? We'll see Bob Cunningham maybe pull up there to the top line. I'm not sure. Anything can still happen. Here comes the two-car pack of Mac Cook and Eric Laurie. They're trying to get up there with them. And this little pack, and there's another four-car pack back there. So there's a few different packs, and eventually, if we go green for a long time, they'll all be mushed up back together. Looks like Mac Cook and Eric Laurie are catching up to this pack. Will any of them go up to the high side to help Everett Lane and Paul Sheldon, or will they stay down in Josh Hall's line? And they're going to take the top route, I believe. Matt Cook and Eric Laurie, both of them deciding to head up to the high side. So it's 4 versus 4. Both lines have an equal number of cars. But even if they have an equal number of cars, it could be side by side for this entire race. And now we're going to watch and see if that backpack led by, not Bob Cunningham, led by Jason Yacht. Let's see if they can catch up to this little pack right here and extend some of the lines a little bit, give some more momentum. It's just these 8 cars right now. See what's going on over there in the pack with Jason Yacht in them. They seem to be running single file, trying to keep a clean car. They are, Jason Yacht is he's 1 second and 1.866 away from Josh Hall. That doesn't really matter. We're trying to calculate how far he is from the back car. Let's see in the coming laps if this pack of Rendall, Wright, Delvecchia, and Yacht catch up to these front cars. And while we are away, here comes the momentum. Everett Lane is getting some momentum over Josh Hall. He was, at least. And Paul Sheldon is doing a good job being very loyal to him. I mean, really, if he wanted to, Paul Sheldon could just pull out of this line and make Everett Lane fall quickly behind if he wanted to. But he wants to help Everett Lane. I believe him and like Gabe Butler and Everett Lane and Eric Laurie are a team. I believe Matt Cook. Let me look at the list of FND drivers. Yeah, Matt Cook is new to this. He's a new FND driver. Harold Griffith is another new FND driver that I've never seen before. Rusty Greer is new to FND. Any others? No. But those are just some guys that are racing with us tonight. Because most of the time, like, oh, here comes, I saw Jason Yacht and them in the distance. They're making a comeback. They're coming up. And they are really not that far behind. And they'll get to the bumper of the back cars soon. Josh Hall is looking for some friends to help him. Like he said, there's no friends up there with him. He's been stuck in situations like this for a lot, where he's been with the low-line racing crew of like Gabe Butler and Paul Sheldon. And look at that. I kind of want to see a gyro cam of the 24 car. So this is what it would look like. See, that's 18 degrees. This is what it would look like if you were Everett Lane. And look at that, 31 degrees. That is very, very, very long. Like I said before when I was talking about Daytona, it's very hard to actually walk up that. I've been to Daytona before, and the banking is incredible. Now, I always like doing this segment, and it's who has the best iRating. Now, Rusty Greer actually has the best iRating of 6,683, but he's not racing right now. The best iRating of drivers racing right now is Jason Yacht. He's been the winner of that category for a long time, and he still pretty much is, even though Rusty Greer won it. He's the current driver right now that's actually racing. The fuel window for this race is going to be 22 to 27 laps, give or take a couple laps. And we're in that fuel window right now, but the drivers did pit on that caution lap. So pretty much everyone would pit on lap 12 on the caution, except for one driver who gambled, and that was the 81 of Josh Hall. The 044 is getting loose. Will the caution come out though? I don't really think that's caution worthy. Nobody was really involved in it. Yeah, and we're gonna continue racing despite the goof for Harold Griffith got loose in the turns. I mean, they're 31 degrees in banking. It's kind of hard. He got near that double yellow line, and that just resulted in bad things. Hopefully he can get his car back to normal, and he'll most likely get lapped a few times before getting back out onto the track. We were seeing a comeback from that backpack of like Jason Yacht and Joseph Wright and them, and they were coming back, but then that wreck kind of messed things up, so they're gonna trying to make a comeback again because Harold Griffith, they were trying to avoid Harold Griffith in that last incident. And still we are 51. Wait, yeah, right this time by we're 50 laps to go, and still nobody has gotten by Josh Hall yet. Now, many of the times that we've raced in like the ARCA cars, and we've raced in truck cars, and those, if you bump draft, that results in you getting loose or you spinning. While in the cup cars, you can actually bump draft, so it won't hurt you or anything. But only a little bit. It's kind of like, I guess you could compare it to eating candy. I mean, candy's good and stuff, and it might help you, but like same thing with bump drafting. But anyway, you can only do it a little bit. If you bump draft too much, it could result in you spinning. Oh, here comes Everett Lane. I'm just looking at this cam. You can see that they're getting up there. And then Josh Hall. Josh Hall has not gone to the pits yet. He's holding out on fuel. But how long will he last before he really starts to run out of fuel? Probably, like, he's leading a lot of laps. Josh Hall is doing everything he can right now to save on fuel. He might be running in a different gear. He might be doing a lot of things to try to help save fuel. And one thing to mention is that the leader is losing the most fuel out of all of these cars in the pack. The leader is always losing the most fuel out of all the cars in the pack. So Everett Lane and Josh Hall are both using up a lot of fuel compared to maybe Joe Della Vecchia or Paul Sheldon or Gabe Butler. The leader in the pack is using more fuel than the others. That's something to keep in mind if you didn't know that. Another thing to keep in mind is that the cars in the middle pack also have something to worry about, and that is overheating, because they're getting heated up. It kind of depends on how much tape they have on them, and once in a while you'll see them peak up to get some fresh air because of like the exhaust coming out of the car in front of them. It heats their car up. You see it a lot, and it depends on the amount of tape that the driver has on his vehicle. Still, nobody has been able to make the move on Josh Hall. We've been green flag racing for a very long time since that lap 12 incident in Everett Lane. He's been the only competitor trying to get up there to Josh Hall, and it has not been working. They've not got up there and passed him. Here comes Eric Laurie into the frame. He wasn't in there earlier, but he's catching back up again. Here come. Does he have others? Look at Eric Laurie. I'm curious. See. Yep, here's some others too. Jason Yacht and Joseph Wright are all joining this party. And Daniel Rindall. So this is great what we're seeing right here. The I guess you could say the gang's all here. Everybody's back except for Gary Jenkins and Maurice Johnson. They're like 23 seconds away from the others. Something happened. Yeah, they went to the pits. So now that these drivers like Jason Yacht and Joseph Wright and Daniel Rindall, now that they're catching up to the pack, how will that affect some of them? Because I know that they're teammates with the leader, Josh Hall, so maybe they're going to stay in the bottom line to keep him up there. Maybe somebody might move to the top line and try to get up there to help someone. It really depends on what, it's just, there's a lot of possibilities on what could happen in this race. We're glad that you're here with us to see what happens. I want you guys to look at the 81 of Josh Hall. Keep an eye on him because right now he's in major need of fuel. So I don't know if he can make it. Well, of course he will. He's gonna go in if it's necessary. But the question is, when will he go out? And right now he is going into the pits for some fuel because he was running out of fuel. And that means that Gabe Butler is your new leader. And that's going to change things a little bit. And that means the cars are going to go in single file now. And Gabe Butler has led 5 laps today. And he's going at 200, 206, 2007 miles per hour. And that is crazy fast. You don't see people driving that fast on the highway, I'll tell you that. Look at that. 202, 203 miles per hour. That is fast, but that means that he is losing fuel quickly because he's going that fast. Mention again that the leader uses up the most fuel. Anybody gonna move up the high side, or we're most likely gonna be going single file, by the way. We're 40 laps to go now. We're most likely going to be single file for a little bit until maybe 5 laps to go when it's going to get competitive again. Look, Josh Hall, he stayed out for a long time, and he said earlier that he thinks he can play the fuel mileage game and beat everybody out. Don't know, though. He's now getting lapped by Gabe Butler in the 88 car. And he's been the most dominant driver all season long. He's a great iRacer. He may not have the best iRating, but he is one of the best drivers out here. All of these drivers are very good iRacers. I mean, A-class is a very good class to be in. You have to be a pretty experienced iRacer to be in A-class, and that's what all of these drivers are in. So a lot of these drivers are very experienced iRacers. I mean, the best iRacer has a 10,000 iRating, and Jason Yacht is halfway there with 5,095, and Rusty Greer, who is out of this race right now, he had a 6,683. So these guys are very experienced at iRacing. This isn't your wreck fest. Sometimes they can be wreck fests, but still, these guys are very experienced iRacers. The one thing to keep in mind is fuel. So now in the fuel mileage, from now until lap 39. So this is really the final lap that these drivers should be going in. Because the last time they would go to the pits is lap 12, so they should be running low on fuel. See how the race off of pit road hands out. Will they go in this time by? That is the question. I don't think they are. No, they're not. They are not going to go into the pits this time by. So still, these drivers are running low on fuel since they last would go to the pits on lap number 12. We're single file, keep everybody single file. They're just keeping their cars clean for now, but then when we get to like 5 laps to go, the aggression will ramp up again. Will anybody pit this time by? No, nobody goes to the pits, so we're going to still run. They're on low fuel, just trying to stay out as long as possible. That is the strategy. That's what seems the strategy for these drivers. How long will it last? How long will these drivers stay out? That is the question. Will they go in this time by? No, so we're going to continue to stay out. So they really are trying to stay out as long as possible. This is a 75 lap race, so there's still a lot more of this race come. And everybody out here has different strategies depending on who's aligned with who. The question is, though, whose strategy will work and be effective? Will they go in this time by? And we will continue to stay out. Will they go to the pits this time by? I know I've been saying it a lot, but they should be running low on fuel. We'll continue single file racing out here at Daytona International Speedway. And when they do these green flag pit stops, the field is going to get spread out. We're going to ask the same question again. Will they pit this time by? Yes! A few drivers go in. Delavecchia, Sheldon, who slides into pit lane, and Bob Cunningham. But the 88 of Gabe Butler still, him and Everett Lane are staying out still. And the drivers back there, like Eric Laurie and Mac Cook and Jason Yacht and like Joseph Wright and them, they are all still waiting it out. And looks like all of the leaders are going to head to the pits now. So this is going to be the race off of pit road. Josh Hall, by the way, is back on the lead lap. Pit lane 2. Pit lane to see the action. Who's going to win the race off of pit road? And Butler. Then it's Everett Lane, Eric Laurie, Joseph Wright, then Jason Yacht, and then Daniel Rindall. Those are the winners off of pit road. And we're now officially 30 laps to go on the board right now. Here comes Joe Della Vecchia. They're going to get back into their drafting positions. That still Gabe Butler remains in the lead. And behind him is his trusty drafting partner, Everett Lane. And we should be single file for a little bit more, as the field has been very spread out. Should so everyone that has gone to the pits should have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. Potentially. Still, anything could happen, but most likely. Like Bob, there they are passing Bob Cunningham. It was 1 lap down. And that, I do like his paint scheme though, the old nice Wood Brothers paint scheme. Oh, here goes Everett Lane to the high side of Gabe Butler. Anybody gonna join him up there? Or is he just trying to get some fresh air? No, I actually think he's trying to make a line work up there. And nobody is going up there to join him. Maybe Joe Delvecchia will, Eric Laurie. That is the question. Will anybody join him up there? Or maybe he will have enough speed to get momentum by himself, but I don't think so. I mean, he has a fast car, but I'm not sure if he can get that much momentum. He's going to try to side draft on Gabe Butler and try to get enough momentum to get by him. Okay, he had a little bit of a run there. But still, it's not enough. Will he pull back into the... Yeah. No, he's going to continue on side drafting on him, trying to get enough momentum to get by that 88 car. He's trying. Not going to pull in. I don't think he's going to give up yet. He keeps going down to the side of Gabe Butler to get some air to side draft, and he's going to try to get enough momentum to get him by there since nobody is going up to help him. If someone wants to get up front, I'm surprised nobody's gone up there and helped him yet. He really doesn't have enough power to do it as a single car. Maybe if there were two or cars, maybe, but I'm not sure. He's still up there on Gabe Butler. Now he is starting to fall behind. He's side by side with Joe Del Vecchia now. And he's gotten back onto the quarter panel of the 88. Now he's back side by side with Joe Della Vecchia. He might as well just pull in back to the line. Yep. He tried, Everett Lane tried to get by the 88 car. He just couldn't quite do it. It's going to be probably single file until 5 laps to go, like I said. Long way from there still. Still a lot of racing left. We're going to take this time with a little break in the action to again thank the wonderful sponsors for their support, and that includes Premier Heating and Air Services, Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Dayton State Farm, Go To Property Services, Smith Wraps and Graphics, Damon's Lawn Service and Landscaping, Motivated Auto Sales, Bobby's Auto Service Center, and Amsoil East Coast Synthetics. Thank you to all of those sponsors for all their support. And I would ask that you guys maybe support some of those local businesses, as a lot of those are actually small businesses and they are doing a lot of things to help their customers right now in a time like this. So if you do need anything right now, you can trust in these companies. They're great small businesses and they do quality work, all of them. So give some of those businesses that I just named give some support to them. There goes Jason Yacht to the high side. I'm not sure what he's doing with that car and logo of. It's not really the FND Mediocre Motorsports. That's very funny name for a motorsports. Slogan is we're okay. But there's another motorsports, and that is the team of Gabe Butler and them. I'm not sure if it has a name. I think it's Lowline Racing because it's on his car. So I think it's Lowline Racing. That's his racing team. It certainly is a very fast team, as Gabe Butler won last race, so he's going to try to go for 2 in a row tonight. But I know these drivers aren't going to let him win without a fight. 20 laps to go now on the board. So one thing that I think Josh Hall is thinking about right now, he has to be praying for a caution, because he's the only driver on the lead lap without any fuel. What happened to Joe Delvecchia? Whoa, he pulled down a line and he is quickly falling off of pace. I don't know if he's trying to do like Everett Lane and maybe try to pass Gabe Butler, but that was not good, as he is now quickly flying off of pace, and he'll have to get back in line in the back of the pack. He'll pull in behind Jason Yacht. One of the possibilities that could have happened to Joe Delvecchia is he could have actually overheated. There are a lot of possibilities to what exactly happened to Joe Delvecchia, but we are still not sure. It could be something else. We don't know. As he has trying to make a rally back. He's side by side with Jason Yacht back there. If he's going to just pull back in behind him. Yeah. Uh-oh. Here comes a rally. There goes Joseph Wright to the high side, and Everett Lane to the high side, and Jason Yacht to the high side. The top line has been started again. And we got some action again. It's not single file anymore. And look at the back. Joseph Wright's car, that is Intensity Broadcasting. Gonna do this right here. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe Intensity Broadcasting if you enjoy content, if you're enjoying this race so far. We got a Twitch page, YouTube page, and Facebook page. And oh no, Everett Lane and Jason Yacht make contact. Will the caution come out? Yes, caution is out. Josh Hall got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. We were talking about earlier how he needed caution if he wanted to be in contention for this race, and he got one. Let's see what happened. Everett Lane is side by side with Joseph Wright. And then he hits the wall and gets right in to the 74 car of Jason Yacht. Ouch. Only 3 cars made it through that one. Joseph Wright, Eric Laurie. Oh no, a lot of cars actually made it through that one. And yeah, it doesn't look like there was any impact between Wright and Lane, and then Jason Yacht, he had nowhere to go. We're back under caution. This is the second caution tonight. And we're getting into the waning laps of this race, and this is when it should get exciting. I'm going to take this time again to thank the sponsor of the race. That is Premier Heating and Air Services. And Premier Heating and Air Services is a local HVAC business specializing in service, sales, and installation. Premier offers 24-hour licensed and insured service to the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, and surrounding areas. They strive to provide you with top quality service at an affordable price. Premier is owned and operated by Gloucester County residents Mark and Morgan West. Their number one mission is to provide the ultimate comfort for you and your family. For all your HVACs, you can give them a call at 804-694-6775. At 804-694-6775. And right now, the AC part of HVAC is becoming very important as summertime is getting near. And the weather is, it's getting hot. So if you are looking for a new air conditioning when the summer heat comes, definitely look into Premier Heating and Air Services. Dial that phone number that I just told you, and that can give you more information on getting your new air conditioner. So right now we're going to try to get an interview with the 17 car of Joseph Wright. Maybe. Okay. No, but it could easily change. That it could easily change. We're getting closer and closer to 10 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway. This should get interesting in the coming laps when we do get back to green. There's a lot of cars in contention for this race. The field is back, bunched together. And this should result in an exciting restart. Potentially. So we're going to again try to get an interview with Joe Wright. Hey Joe, this is Atlee in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah, I got you, Allie. What's up?
So, in that accident, did you get any damage, or was there any net code?
I think it might have been a netcode piece there. We were both just a racing deal. I think I didn't even get a 0x off of it, so I'm not sure what happened there.
So, do you think are you gonna make it on fuel?
Yeah, everybody should be good on fuel now.
All right. So, what's gonna be your strategy for this coming restart?
Say that again, Allie. Again.
What's gonna be your strategy for this coming restart?
It's race time now. It's time to go. 12 to go, 11 to go when we go green. It's time to go.
All right, it's coming down to the waiting laps. Good luck, Joe, and let's see
Thanks,
what
Allie.
happens. Joe and all of these drivers are under a lot of pressure. This is going to be a very exciting restart, and let's go over the restart order. Starting in first position, it is Gabe Butler. Second is Eric Laurie. Third is Maurice Johnson. Fourth is Joseph Wright. And fifth, it's Gary Jenkins. Sixth is Everett Lane. Seventh is Joseph Wright is in third. Maurice Johnson is in fourth. Gary Jenkins is in fifth. Everett Lane is in sixth. Josh Hall is in seventh. Oh no, Josh Hall is in eighth. Jason Yacht is in seventh. Paul Sheldon is in ninth. Joe Delavecchia is in 10th. And Daniel Rindall is in 11th. 11 cars on the lead lap. Only one can win. The question is, who will that one be? Front row is Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie. But those two have a very small chance of winning. Green flags out here at Daytona International Speedway with the restart of Eric Laurie and Gabe Butler. And we're going to see how this restart plays out. And we're going to see if there's any line switching. Are the teammates going to get together? Maurice Johnson, no, that he didn't have enough time. I thought Maurice Johnson was going to pull down there and start drafting with his teammate, Gary Jenkins. Nobody on the top line. Oh, here goes Wright. Joseph Wright moves up to the top line, trying to make some competition. Here comes Josh Hall and Paul Sheldon also. Will he get enough momentum going into the straightaway, or no, the tri-oval? He's got it. He pulls in. Joseph Wright, new leader of the bottom line. The tie side, now the new leader of the high side. That is Eric Laurie. He's going to try to rally up the drafting partners. The person behind Joseph is Gabe Butler, and the person behind Eric Laurie is Maurice Johnson. But Eric Laurie, oh, he didn't quite have it. He almost cleared Joseph Wright, but he didn't have it. He pulled down, but he realized that he couldn't do it. That was almost a wreck. And we are officially 10 laps to go. And we're 3 wide right now. Oh, wow. Maurice Johnson moves to the high side. And he is 3 wide. He's falling behind, though, so we won't be 3 wide for long. And he'll pull in behind. Oh, here comes the rally between Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie. Both of them go to the bottom side and clear Joseph Wright. That now puts Josh Hall as the leader of the high side. There goes Gary Jenkins to the high side. Uh-oh, Joseph Wright gets loose. And that is our superlative, one of our superlatives. It's the save of the day for Joseph Wright. It's now side by side. Josh Hall trying to get the run on Gabe Butler. We're now 9 laps to go. Josh Hall is trying everything he can. He's got a line full of cars. It's going to come down. It might come down to... Oh, no! Everett Lane gets loose. Will the caution come out? No, I don't believe so. It wasn't that severe. Josh Hall, oh, Paul Sheldon moves down to the bottom. Josh Hall is still up there. He's going to move down to the bottom. That now leaves the 321, 322 as the leaders of the high side. Are we going to see anybody move up high for any momentum again? Oh, Josh Hall. Oh, that was a close one. What's going to happen here? We're now 8 laps to go. No, yeah, 8 laps to go. And it's about to be 7 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway. Here gets a jump. The 321 car of Gary Jenkins makes the pass on the bottom, and that now puts Gary Jenkins in the lead on the bottom side. That puts his teammate Maurice Johnson as the leader of the high side, and he's going to try to get up and compete with his teammate. And behind him is Joe Delvecchia, and they're going to try to make a run. We're now We're now 6 laps to go. And it's side by side going into the turn, so it pretty much means that it's still anybody's race. And it's that 321 and 322 car. They look pretty much identical, but you can tell them apart because they're both in different lines. And they're both trying one thing, and they're trying to win, even though they're teammates. I don't think that matters anymore. Both of them want one thing, and they want to win. Getting a little bit of jump now. Oh, Gabe Butler moves to the high side. Uh-oh, he got a little bit loose. 5 laps to go now. Will he get enough momentum to clear the 321 car? That is the question. That was a great move by Gabe Butler, and it could potentially be the winning move for Gabe Butler. And if you'd interview him, he said, I think the reason why I won was because I made that move. Still, the 321 car of Gary Jenkins still has a chance to win this race. And a lot of other drivers still have a chance to win this race. Gabe Butler had the advantage at the stripe going in to 4 laps to go. He's still trying to get momentum to try to clear the 321 car. He hasn't. Side by side in the straightaway, there goes Joseph Wright, making it 3 wide. Oh, he made a little bit of contact with the wall there. And he'll most likely just pull in back. Oh no! Joseph Wright and Paul Sheldon. Caution's out. And I think we're going to have a green-white checkered. Whoa. Let's look at what happened, and we're going to go to the cam of the 17 car of Joseph Wright. Let's see exactly what happened. Joseph Wright goes high, and he moves down in some air. I believe that was some netcode there. Him and 52 made some contact, and then they hit the wall again. Ouch. You can see the endoskeleton of that car. And we'll most likely have to do a green-white check. Wow. So since we are going to have a green-white checkered, I am going to go over the rules for a green-white checkered. You have 3 laps to complete it. With 2 laps to go, if there's a caution, then the race will end. If it's 1 lap to go and there's a caution, it'll be a race to the finish. So when the green flag goes, it'll be 2 laps to go. Then when the next time by, it'll be the white flag, and then it will be the checkered flag. And this could result in some exciting racing about to happen. And there is only 1 try at a green-white checkered, so they have 1 chance, and that is why there are those rules about caution. Because if a caution would have came out normally, there'd be like... So, I guess you could say that you guys are getting a bonus. Some bonus action going longer than planned. And I wait for everybody to get their cars situated and such. A lot of drivers going into the pits. Everett Lane, I just now realized Everett Lane is done for the day. He's pulled in and has retired. And again, we were talking about intensity broadcasting again, and we do have a YouTube page, a Twitch page, and a Facebook page, and we also have a website. And also, if you're interested in the broadcaster, I also have a Facebook page. I also have a YouTube page at @LeeW Racing. I also have a Twitch page at @LeeW Racing. I have an Instagram page at @Luis Racing, and I have a Facebook page at @Luis Racing. So if you're interested in either intensity broadcasting or the announcer or broadcaster, you can go to either of those, and if you want even more information, you can visit our website on www.intensitybroadcasting.com. If you want maybe to look at our about page, we do have an about page that'll tell you kind of the story of intensity broadcasting. And maybe you want to get links to some of our pages. So visit our website if you want more information on intensity broadcasting. We strive for great content and announcing. Hope that you guys are enjoying this race. Been a good one so far. 3 cautions. This past caution was the 3rd caution. Gabe Butler right now is the leader. Behind him, he's got 2 teammates, and it's Eric Laurie and Vecchia, but still, results are subject to change. Oh, yep, Gary Jenkins. Yep, results are subject to change. Oh, what is Gary Jenkins? What happened? Looks like some technical difficulties for Gary Jenkins. Yes. Let's go over the restart order and see. So, Gabe Butler in the lead. Second place is Maurice Johnson. Third is Eric Lurie. Fourth is Joe Della Vecchia. Fifth is Daniel Emrandal. Sixth is Paula Sheldon. Seventh is Josh Hall. Eighth is Jason Yacht. Ninth is Joseph Wright. 10th is Harold Griffith. 11th is Gary Jenkins. 12th is Everett Lane. 13th is Bob Cunningham. 14th is Mac Cook. 15th is Dale Willoughby. And 16th is Rusty Greer. Let's see what happens here. Front row is Gabe Butler and Eric Lurie. Behind him is Maurice Johnson, Daniel Randall, and it's Joe Della Vecchia, and Josh Hall. But still, there are 10 cars on the lead lap. Only one can win. Let's see what happens on this restart. Pace truck pulls in. Green flag is out here at Daytona International Speedway. Engines start revving. Gabe Butler and Eric Lurie on the front row. Gabe Butler gets the jump. 2 laps to go on the board now. Eric Lurie needs a jump. Try to get up there side by side with Gabe Butler if he wants to win this race. Josh Hall, we were like kind of 3 wide, but no. Here goes some drivers to the high side now. Maurice Johnson and Eric Lurie going to the high side, joining them. They're trying to compete side by side now on the straightaways. Let's see what happens in the turn. Still side by side. Gabe Butler now with a car length lead over Maurice Johnson, and it keeps on extending. But still, the race is not over, and let's see what happens in this final lap. 1 lap to go here at Daytona International Speedway. Let's see what Maurice Johnson has for Gabe Butler. He's on the quarter panel into the turns. Now Gabe Butler with a car length lead again over Maurice Johnson. What is going to happen here? Gabe Butler has a very extended lead over Maurice Johnson. Will he get up there? Now in the turn, still Gabe Butler has the advantage over the 322 of Maurice Johnson. Then finally, what happens here? Gabe Butler gets the victory here, and he wins. He's gotten 2 in a row. And then there's a crash. Let's look at that finish. Woo. That was pretty close. Let's look at the final score. 49 hundredths. Oh. That finish there. 49 hundredths of a second. Gabe Butler wins 2 in a row. Impressive. Congratulations to Gabe Butler and the number 88 Guinness Chevrolet Camaro. And he's going to pull in and do some victory donuts. And he deserves them. He had a great car today. And look at that. So, the final finishing order, first place was Gabe Butler. Second, and Gabe Butler from Florida. Anybody from Florida, he's representing the Florida club. So, congratulations to Gabe Butler. Second place is Maurice Johnson Third is Joe Della Vecchia. Fourth is Eric Laurie. Fifth is Paul Sheldon. Sixth is Jason Yacht. Seventh is Harold Griffith. Eighth is Joseph Wright. Ninth is Josh Hall. 10th is Daniel Lindahl. 11th is Gary Jenkins. 12th is Everett Lane. 13th is Bob Cunningham. 14th is Mac Cook. 15th is Dale Willoughby. And 16th is Rusty Greer. Thank you for joining us on Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Tuesday night at Daytona International Speedway. I am Atman Weiss, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's race. Please make sure to like and follow Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and also visit our website at www.intensitybroadcasting.com for more information about us. And also, if you want more information on tonight's broadcast, you can subscribe to Atlee W Racing on YouTube. You can follow Atlee W Racing on Twitch. You can also go to the Instagram and Facebook, both at Atlee Racing. And I hope to see you guys next time in our next race. Over and out.